All right, so this one, man, this one is just wild. Yeah. Anyway, what's up, guys? Austin here, Luna. You already know. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday so far. Wonderful weekend. Hope you're getting outside and touching grass. It's been pretty nice out, at least where I live. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying your summer so far. I'm excited for summer because one, my audience is out of school, because I know a lot of you guys are in school. And that means I can upload any time of day I want without feeling bad about it. I can't tell you how many times I don't upload because I'm like, oh shit, I just woke up and it's 11 p.m. If I upload now, it's too late. No one's going to be awake to see it. Now, I know some of y'all are going to have cooked sleep schedules like me, and you'll be awake to watch it late at night. So I can start uploading whenever I want. Anyway, yeah, so I'm rambling. Today's story time, it's a crazy one. I'm back with a banger. Hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's get into it. So today's story time all starts off back in 2019. Now, around this time, people were absolutely insane for the Avengers movies. I was definitely one of them. I was a big nerd about it. And around this time, Avengers Endgame had just came out. Now, at this point, I'd already seen it, but I had a friend of mine and some other friends as well that didn't go yet, and they wanted to go see it, and they invited me to go. Now, like I said, I had already seen it, but I was like so obsessed with that movie at the time, and it was so good that I was willing to go see it a second time in theaters with these different friends, right? So that's what I did, and I told them yes. I told them I'd be there, and a couple days later, I went to the movies with them. Now, we get there, and I went with 4 friends, okay? 2 of which I was pretty close with. The other 2 I was like mutual friends with through those 2 friends. So I wasn't really close with them. But they were cool, right? Everyone was cool. Now I had this one friend in the group. We'll just call him Mark, okay? Mark, like 99% of the time that we went to a movie, like every time we go to a movie, he would hate it. He'd be bored. He'd fall asleep. So like I was kind of surprised when I heard that Mark was going to this movie, right? But anyway, yeah. The day comes, they come and they pick me up at my house, and while we're on the way to the theater, I'm sitting in the back seat with Mark. And I literally looked over at Mark and I was like, yo, dude, I'm surprised you're coming. Like, usually you hate like long movies and you hate going to the theater and stuff. Like, I'm surprised you're coming to this one. This one's like 3 hours long. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I have a plan. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a little baggie. And I look at it closely, and at first I couldn't really tell what it was. And then he opened it up a little bit and I could see what it was. And yeah, my boy Mark had some mushrooms with him. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to eat some before the movie. And then it's going to like kick in halfway through and I'm going to have a real fun time. And I was like, are you sure you're going to be able to like handle that? Like, this is a pretty long movie, a lot of like sci-fi, a lot of CGI and flashing stuff and crazy stuff. Like, are you sure it's not going to like freak you out and give you a bad trip? And he's like, bro, I ate shrooms before watching The Exorcist with my girlfriend, and that didn't give me a bad trip. So this definitely won't. I'm like, all right, fair enough, man. The Exorcist is a pretty fucked up movie, so if you can handle that on shrooms, I guess you can handle this. He's like, yeah, man, don't worry about me. I got it. So fast forward, we get to the theater. We like wait in line. We get our snacks and stuff, our popcorn and all that stuff. And then we go to our theater. Now we sit down in our seats, and we were in those really nice seats that recline. So we recline back, and we're all kicking it, watching the previews. And I look over, and Mark is just chomping down these mushrooms. Yeah, he's not eating popcorn or, Sour Patch Kids or anything like that. He's chomping down a different kind of snack at the movie theater. And I'm just like watching in disbelief because I've just never seen someone casually drop mushrooms at a movie theater like that. It was just funny, I guess. Kind of crazy. And I'm watching, and he eats them, no problem. Don't know how. Mushrooms are gross. But anyway, yeah, he eats them. After that, the movie starts, and we get about, an hour or so into it, maybe hour and a half. Everything's going great. I'm enjoying watching it the second time. My friends are all enjoying it. Mark looked like he was enjoying it. He was, actually looking not bored at all like he usually is. I'm assuming that was the mushrooms talking and not his regular, sober self. But yeah, everything was going good. And then about like 10 minutes later, I look to my right, and Mark is looking a little bit flustered. He looks a little bit like not having a good time, His face looked like he was sweating. He looked like he was kind of shaking a little bit, kind of like he was having a panic attack. So I tap him on the shoulder, and I was like, yo, Mark, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine, man. Why? I'm okay. And I was like, you kind of look like you're having a little bit of like a panic attack or something. Are you sure you're not having like a bad trip? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, I don't know, man. I'm overwhelmed right now. Like, I'm not having a full-blown panic attack or anything, but I'm definitely overwhelmed. And I was like, all right, man, like, do you want to go outside for a little bit? Like, we could leave the movie early. Like, I've already seen it. And, like, if you're overwhelmed, like, we could just, like, leave. And he's like, nah, man, I'll be okay. And I'm like, okay. So we go back to watching. And about 20 minutes later, I look over again. And he's looking very anxious now. Like, he is fully shaking, not just a little bit. He's sweating like crazy. And he keeps, like, looking around the theater, like, paranoid. Like, someone was after him or something. And I was like, yo, Mark, like, are you sure you're good? And he's like, honestly, man, I'm not good. I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good at all. And I was like, okay, bro, let's go. Let's, like, get up. Come on. Like, let's go outside the theater. He's like, nah, man, you don't have to leave. Just, like, let me go alone. And I'm like, dude, I'm not leaving you alone right now. Like, you are freaking out, dude. I don't want to leave you alone like this. And he's like, no, man, like, I'm serious. Like, leave me alone. It's better if I'm alone. I don't want to be around people right now. And he's like out of breath, bro. Like you can tell he's like hyperventilating from the panic attack. And I was like, bro, like, are you sure? I don't really want to leave you alone, dude. He's like, no, man, I'm serious. Like, it's actually better if I'm alone. I'll calm down a lot faster if I'm by myself. Like, everyone around me right now is what's freaking me out. I was like, all right, man, like, keep your phone on you, bro. Text me if you need me. Like, just sit outside the theater doors or something. He's like, all right, man, I'll be right outside. I'm like, okay. So he goes down the stairs and he leaves our theater. And then he sends me a text message, a photo of him on a bench right outside the theater door, like our theater. So he was right there. He was right outside, right in the little hallway. And it was a lot quieter out there, less people. And I figured he'd be out there for like 10, 15 minutes, chill out for a little bit, and he'd come back in, right? Well, like 30 minutes goes by, and I don't hear from him. And I tried texting him, and he doesn't reply. So I'm like, all right, I need to go figure out what this dude's doing. So I tell my friends I'll be right back. I'm going to go look for Mark and see where he is, right? So I go down the stairs. I go out in the hallway. He's not on that bench anymore. I end up walking around the entire inside of this movie theater. It's a pretty big movie theater, right? I walk down all the hallways, and I'm like going into theaters and stuff, seeing if he's in there. He's nowhere to be found, right? I don't know where he's at. I'm even asking employees and stuff. I'm like, yo, have you seen this dude? He's got like pretty long hair, brown, skinny jeans. And they're all like, nah, we haven't seen him. And I'm like starting to freak out a little bit because my friend is tripping balls on mushrooms, having a panic attack and a bad trip. And he's walking around aimlessly by himself, right? And I can't find him. I checked the snack area. I checked the arcade. I'm checking places like where he wouldn't even be. Like I checked the photo booth that was in the arcade. He wasn't in there. And it gets to a point where I'm like, all right, dude, I gotta like go tell my friends that he's missing. So I run back to my theater. I go up the stairs. I'm like, yo, guys, like he's missing. I can't find him. And the movie's like pretty much about to end anyway. So they're all like, all right, let's go. So we get up, we leave the theater. We're walking around the inside now. Can't find him. We kind of just like went through the same areas I already went through. And we essentially were like, all right, he's not in the theater. He's got to be outside somewhere. So we leave the main exit of the theater and we're walking around the outside now and we cannot find him. Like we go around the whole parameter of the building, right? Like the whole outside, and he's just not there. We even went back to our car to see if he was at the car waiting. He wasn't there either. And now we're all freaking out because our friend is on shrooms, missing, panicking. We don't know if he's like okay or not. Like we're all freaking out, right? And we start calling people. We were calling like mutual friends of ours, being like, yo, like, have you talked to Mark? Yo, like, have you seen Mark? Did he come to your house? We're like seeing if he like could have went somewhere. We were basically calling anybody that lived within a mile radius because maybe Mark walked over there, right? And everyone was like, nah, man, nah, like, let me know if you find him. I haven't seen him. So we're all just freaking out more and more every call we make and getting no answers, right? So after I called pretty much everybody I could think of that might, know where he is and getting, nowhere, I was feeling like kind of freaked out a little bit myself and I was getting really thirsty. I hadn't drank any water all day. So I decided to go across the street to this burger place and grab a water, right? I was like, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a water quick. Wait here for me. And all my friends were like, all right. So I walk across the street to this burger place and I walk into the little entrance thing, like the pre-entrance to the entrance, and I could see through the glass window in the restaurant, Mark laying down on the floor of this burger restaurant with the employees surrounding him and paramedics tending to him. And immediately I turned around and ran right back out the door and I was like, guys, Mark's in the burger restaurant. Get over here. And they all start running across the street and they run in the burger restaurant with me and we go in there. He's laying on the ground and paramedics are tending to him. And we're like, talking to them. We're like, what happened? What happened? And one of them was like, he just passed out. We got called over. We're making sure he's okay. And Mark was actually awake. He was laying on the ground, but he was awake. And he looked over at me and he goes, "Hey, Austin." And I was like, "Hey, man, are you okay?" And he's like, "Not really." And I was like, "Don't worry, man. Like, you're going to be okay. I promise." And he actually told the paramedics about him taking the mushrooms because he wanted to let them know, like, that might be contributing to it. And they were like, all right, thanks for telling us. And they ended up taking him to the hospital. Yeah, he just wasn't feeling good. Every time he tried to stand up, he was like getting dizzy. So they took him to the hospital. And he ended up going in, and he was there for like 4 or 5 hours. They ran a whole bunch of blood work and a whole bunch of tests and a whole bunch of stuff, right? I'm not even sure how many tests they ran, but it was a lot. I remember because we were waiting in that waiting room for so long. And finally, after like 4 to 5 hours, they let him go and essentially wrote it off as like a severe panic attack. His blood levels were all normal. The doctors essentially told him that they didn't find anything in his system that would have like caused that. You know, it's not like he ate laced mushrooms or something or had like a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like he was essentially fine. He just had a horrible, horrible panic attack, probably mixed with that bad trip and made himself pass out. And luckily when he fell, he didn't hit his head or anything either. So that was good. And have like a concussion or something. He was like completely fine. Just had a really bad panic attack. And I remember when we were walking out of the hospital and saying like goodbye to like the doctor was like, "Hey, try not to do that again." And Mark goes, "Never again, never again." And then we walked out of the hospital and Mark looked at me and he goes, "Bro, I am never eating shrooms before a sci-fi movie ever again." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what did it?" He's like, "Definitely." So yeah, I guess Mark learned a pretty valuable lesson in this story time. But in the end, he was okay, which was good because it could have been way worse, and I'm glad it wasn't. But yeah, it was pretty crazy, and it's definitely a memory that is going to forever stick with me, and I'm sure it'll forever stick with him too. But yeah, guys, moral of the story is, don't do what Mark did, and yeah, that's the end of the story time, man. But yeah, the movie was cool, I guess. Not gonna lie, since Endgame and the Spider-Man movie with Tobey and Andrew in it, I haven't really watched a lot of Marvel stuff, because like low-key, it's kind of been mid in my opinion. Other than like The Last Guardians, that was pretty good, but most of the Marvel stuff I've been seeing has been kind of mid. I heard, what's it called is good? Thunderbolts, I'm gonna have to check that out, let me know if it's good in the comments. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the story. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Take his 401k and I'll put it on my wrist, only YSL my fit. Still I pop these pills and fuck my life up. Yeah, I'll take a sip. Yeah, I still fall for those tricks. I got 7 days